Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode of SimplyMagic. And in today's episode, we have a few different things we want to do. First of all, I wanted to show you that I decided to tweak my my aura cascade setup a little bit here. This is a chest that goes into an open crate, which is meant to drop coal to keep those things going. Same thing over here, and they're set up so there are two of these pumps feeding into this one. That'll make it go about twice as fast, which is definitely a big benefit. I also tweaked that setup a little bit so that it also runs on pressure plates instead of the timer. And I've done a little bit of work off camera, a little bit of mining, and primarily mining using my projectile dig spell to level up my magic. So I have gotten a few new spell components. So I've got force damage, which we're going to get into today a little bit. I got mana regeneration 1, which will increase the speed at which I regenerate my mana. And then I've also got light, and I think feather touch I already had. But a couple new spell components for us to play around with, one of which I have used to make this guy, force damage 1. And here's what we're going to need. We're going to need a blank rune, Vintium dust, an arrow, snowball, red rune, iron sword, and spell parchment. All of that we should either have already or be able to get pretty easily. So I'm going to go ahead and get the stuff together for that, guys, and I'll come back to you in just a second. All right, guys, I am back, and I think I've got everything together to make our second spell, and this is going to be a damage spell, which we're going to use for all sorts of fun things. So let's take this. Now, we can also reuse our spell recipes if for some reason we need to, if we like lose our spell or something like that. But let's plop down the force damage guy there. And that was the correct one, right? Yeah. And then we'll throw a blank rune onto here to kind of get this process going. So, Vintium dust, arrow, snowball, red rune, iron sword, and a spell parchment. And this guy is our basic damage spell, which I think we will give this icon to. Yeah, we'll give that icon to it. That looks good. And basically it just shoots projectile damage. It's nothing too fancy. It's nothing too fancy at all. But it will definitely be helpful to us since we'll be able to do damage at range, which right now is not something we can do. I mean, we could get like a bow and do that, but then I need arrows, and you know, it's unreliable. And I think this actually does more damage as well, and it's essentially infinite. So I think this is a better option. I like this option, and it will let us level up our magic. So good plan there. Now, I think the next and one very important thing for us to do is going to be, at least until we can get our hands on fortune and have coal for days, is going to be to probably set up some sort of like charcoal thing to get lots of charcoal, because pretty much all of our stuff right now runs on burnable materials like coal and charcoal, and I'm really low on charcoal, just because, or on regular coal, because I don't have a fortune pick. I've got this efficiency 5 unbreaking 3 pick, which is great, but we could do better. We could do better. So I think that is going to be our next step. So let's see here. If we head back to the house, I've probably got a halfway decent amount. Oh, I ran into one of those a vishroom. I think they're called vishrooms. We should have a fair amount of wood just kind of lying around. Yeah, we've got a decent amount. So what I'm thinking is we'll go ahead and get some of that processing up. So let's see here. I'll grab a little bit of coal, just a little. And we'll come over to our smelter system thing over here. And I'm thinking Oh, that's gonna... whatever. It's fine. We're gonna convert all of that into charcoal, which should... Oh, you know what? I am such a noob. We need to actually put aura in those things first. I forgot there's no actual aura in there right now. So we're gonna have to do something about that. Easy enough, though. So let's see. I need this. And I need... Oh, there it is. That was weird. We'll grab green floral powder, because we're pretty much only going to use these during the day. Oh, and apparently, I've also been told that you can convert these straight into mana powder? Maybe? Or floral powder? I don't know if that's true or not. Oh yeah, cool, you can. Just to save a little bit of time, you can just convert them straight into what they need to be. Cool. So we'll do that. And put that thing back. And now I need to make a bunch of these aura crystals. Aura. Let's see. Where are they? Oh, right here. Right in front of my face. So gold and iron. I've got a decent amount of both. So let's go and make some gold ingots. And we're just going to actually convert all of these, I think. That'll give me 8. And then we'll do 2 more. That should be 12? Yeah, that's not bad. So there's 8. The other ones we can do in a little bit. We'll be fine. Once I process a little bit more of this iron, we'll be good to go. So let's dump 4 green into there. And that should all pretty much gather right here. And then we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4 into there as well. And these I'm going to hold on to because I'm ultimately going to convert those to green too. So let's toss a piece of coal right here. We'll toss half a stack of coal into this guy. And essentially... Oh. Nope, 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 nope. Nope. Oh, that's totally not gonna work. That's totally not gonna work. This setup, I should have tested it far more extensively than I did. This is just gonna keep this thing powered forever. That's totally not gonna work at all. Okay. Well, I know how to fix it. All I need to do is invert the signal. So let's actually grab the stuff to fix that real quick. Oh, that was really, wow. I'm amazing at redstone. Let's just all admit it. I'm super good at redstone. I am known far and wide for my redstone abilities. Not really. Okay, so let's try this again. Now that I know what I gotta do, we should be able to basically just invert the signal, right? Just break that. Maybe we can put the other torch up here instead. So that would invert the signal. And then actually what we could do is we could just run that across. So let's put a bunch of coal in here. And that'll drop 2. But if there's only 1 in there, if there's only 1 coal in here, we'll say that's all in here. And that there is 1 coal in there. No, it still drops 2. I'm not sure why. I don't know if there's a way... there's got to be a way to shorten that pulse time or something. Or maybe it'll just drop 2 and we'll just have to deal with it. I don't know. Either way, I mean, it'd be fine over here, because this would be feeding 2 pumps. Ultimately, we'll probably want to feed this thing by 2 pumps as well, so... wouldn't really be the end of the world. Let's drop those there. Those there. Oh, this actually, you know what? This is going to do the same exact thing if I don't fix this. So we want to break that. We need to come up here. I need blocks of some sort. I guess we'll just use this. That's fine. There we go. Break that. Torch instead. Cobblestone there. Redstone dust there. That should do the trick. And let's actually go take a sleep really quick and get our stuff processing. And I'm going to deal with that for a little bit, guys, and then I'll come back to you in just a second. Alright, guys, I am back. I was going to go sleep, but it says there are monsters nearby, so I figured this is a good opportunity to test out our new damage spell, which actually worked pretty dang well, I think. I think that witch was what was keeping us from sleeping. That actually worked pretty well. Can I sleep now? Yes, okay. Anyway, back to what I was doing, and then I'll come back to you. Alright guys, I am back, so I got it all sorted. I decided to actually put 2 smelters here, which I think works really well. They're running on separate circuits, but both running off of this coal, and then this guy is doing the same thing, but both of them powering into this same smelter. So that should increase our ore production rate relatively significantly. Now, there's a few other things that we need to look into as well. There's a spell that I can get relatively soon. I don't think I have the levels for it yet. Oh, wrong thing. Here under utility, this Wizard's Autumn supposedly basically shears all of the leaves off of trees. And given the biome that we're in and the fact that these things are a massive pain to get rid of, that might be a really useful spell for us to have. That could be like super, super useful. Just because it would make gathering wood so much easier. So much easier. So I think that might be my next spell. That might be the next spell I go for. Decisions. How close are we? We're actually pretty close to leveling up our magic again. You know what? Are we gonna get it right now before I run out of mana? I don't think so. Oh, but this is just a regular tree. Hi, regular tree. Oh. There we go. But anyway, guys, let me do some leveling. Let me work on my magic a little bit here, guys, and I'll come back to you in just a second. All right, guys, I am back. That did not take very long. And I have another magic level. So, let's head... The fact that this is, like, hanging over is driving me crazy. Let's go ahead and head back to the house and see if we can maybe crank out another spell that would allow us to do all that fancy leafy stuff, which would be really cool. Let's see. Here we go. So, if we go utility... Oh, I didn't actually get a thing for it. I guess, oh, you know what? It's every other level. I think it's every other level. You get the, you get something. Ah, man. That's too bad. Okay. Oh, and we've got all this charcoal here that's already done. Looking good. Oh no! Oh, that was so not what I had intended to do at all. You go there. And you go there. Ooh, Go me! That was terrible. That was absolutely horrendous. Yeah, that was pretty bad. Okay, it's fine though. It's perfectly fine. All right, so we've got all that stuff cooking up. Let's throw all of our powder there, and all of our materials that still need to be smelted there. We'll let those cook up, and while that stuff is cooking, I think I'm going to go on a little bit of a mining expedition, and we'll see if maybe we can come up with something useful. Although another really useful thing to have on a mining expedition would probably be the Mage Light spell. That's probably a pretty good idea as well. So tell you what, let's go ahead and make a couple of books and quills, because that's what we need for new spells. There we go. And let's just put the rest of this stuff away. That floral powder actually shouldn't be in there. It should probably be in here. There we go. What kind of potion is that? Potion of healing? That's fine where it is. Redstone there. Food there. Okay. Awesome. And let's take a sleep while we can, before things get horribly out of control. Let's go make ourselves a Mage Light spell. Let's see. So here, I think we're good. We just drop you into here, and we'll say projectile and light. And I'm going to call that Mage Light. And basically what this will do is allow me to pretty much throw a torch. That's supposed to be spell parchment. Okay. Now we've got some stuff here that we need to come up with. I think I should be able to get all of that pretty easily. So let me get some stuff together for that, guys, and I'll come back to you in just a little bit. All right, guys, I am back, and I've got everything we need for this Mage Light spell. So let's go and give this thing a try. We'll grab our old spell out of there, which of course will just go flying off. And we'll put him over here, and blank rune first, Vintium Dust, Arrow, Snowball, White Rune, Cereblossom, Regular Torch, Vintium Torch, Spell Parchment. And that gives us this guy, Mage Light, which is what I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it Mage Light, which is essentially a light spell. It's pretty cool. What did I use? I already did this. I'm thinking we go and use maybe this icon. That looks very light to me. No, this one. Yeah. And then basically it just casts these little light guys around, which is pretty nifty. Pretty nifty. You can light stuff up really easily with this, which will really come in handy if we're going to go exploring in a cave or go mining or, you know, any of that kind of stuff. So, I'm going to head into the caves, guys. I'm going to get some stuff ready, and I'll come back to you in just a little bit. All right, guys, I am back, and I was out digging, and I found this cave, this ravine right here. Oop, and skeletons. Yep. And unfortunately, my mana stuff that's a creeper. There was nothing I could do about that. But you can see just how useful this Mage Light spell is. I mean, in a matter of seconds, I've got this whole place essentially lit up and ready to be mined out and harvested just like that. Real quick, real easy, real painless. Definitely a time saver and definitely a worthwhile investment as well for any aspiring mage, if you ask me. One of the more useful all-around spells probably in Ars Magica 2, just as far as something that you'll use non-stop. Now, the downside is that unlike regular torches, they don't give you the ability to put them up, like, to place them a certain way so that you can see where you're going, but that's a very, very minor trade-off, considering, oh, it's dark up there. We should probably light that up. You know what I mean? That's huge. The ability to do that is so unbelievably useful. It's really hard to put it into words. But this is a pretty good sized ravine, and there's a lot of stuff here, including creepers. And also, those the Mage Lights are definitely something that can be damaged. So, a creeper explosion would destroy them. Just bear that in mind. But you can light up all this stuff pretty quick. I mean, it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much at all. And there's a lot of good stuff to find here, it looks like. So, I think this was a pretty good little adventure, little excursion. I don't think... Yeah, I'm not leveled up all the way, but I'm relatively close. So I think I'm going to go ahead and basically work on this until I'm up to level 10, and then I'll come back to you. Alright guys, I am back, and I just hit level 10. The other nice thing too, I don't know if I've mentioned this at this point, or at any point, but when you level up, it fully restores your mana bar. Like, you get all of your mana back, which is super useful. Because that's like, once you get up into higher levels, that's a lot of mana. Once you get way up there in Ars Magica, as far as your level goes, you kind of get to the point where you struggle to use your mana faster than you can regenerate it. So you essentially get to the point where you're like, I've got infinite everything mana, which is great. And we're still quite a ways from that point, but it's definitely something to look forward to where I can primarily just use my spells and not really even worry about my tools a whole lot. There are also, you can get like fortune spells, Silk Touch we pretty much already have. I mean, there's a lot of good benefits to this thing, so well worth the investment. But we got our level 10 that we came for, so I think it is time to head back to base. So I'm going to head back to there, guys. We'll see what we can get for new spell components, and I will meet up with you in just a sec. Alright, guys, I am back. So we've got our 10th level. Let's take a look and see. We've got another blue one we can spell. There's some of this kind of stuff. Gravity, bounce, magic damage, fire damage. That could actually be pretty useful. But I'm kind of leaning towards Wizard's Autumn. I mean, Self is kind of a big thing. Like, that's going to be a really useful one. But yeah, I'm really kind of leaning towards Wizard's Autumn just because of the biome that we're in. Stripping Leaves could be... Oh, Binding, Disarm, Charm, Rift. There's so many choices. There's almost too many choices. I don't know what to do. Tell you what. Excuse me. Man, the coughs today. Tell you what, guys. I'm going to leave it right there. I think I'm going to call this episode good. If you know a lot about Ars Magica, and you know what my next best bet would be for a blue spell, leave a comment, let me know. Because I am kind of, I don't know, I'm a noob, it's true. But that's going to do it for me, guys. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I do appreciate it, and it really helps out my channel. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. There are links in the video description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll definitely see you next time.